today we are going to talk all about nutritious foods and growth. So if you look at this little body with the bones in the middle, so you've got your bones, that gives your body its structure, right? Gives you a form. Your muscles attach with the ligaments and tendons to these bones. That's what gives you your form and shape and allows you to move. You've got all these other body systems, your critical organs like your heart and your lungs that are protected by those ribs right there, okay? So again, we cannot live without water or food. And if you look all around this picture, you see all these different body functions, these different organs that need food and water, okay? Even though the food's not going directly to your brain, your body is breaking up that food and parts of it, the vitamins and the minerals are getting to the brain that need it, okay? So we've got to have food to be able to fuel our cells, to keep all of your organs working, to keep all your systems working, everything going right, okay? Our food is what gives us our energy. All right, so this is a goofy little song about what does a healthy meal mean? You always hear people talking about, we gotta eat healthy. Let's figure out what that means.
Thanks for the meal. Yum, 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 eat it too. Yum, 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 healthy meal. Yum, 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 eat it too. Let's have a healthy meal. Yum, yum. Don't be picky, no, no. Let's have a healthy meal. Don't be whiny, no, no. Let's have a tasty meal. Broccoli, tomatoes, onions, peppers, and black beans. Have a seat and eat well. Let's have a healthy meal, okay? Chomp, 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 chomp. Eat them all. Don't be picky, no, no. Let's have a healthy meal. Don't be whiny, no, no. Let's have a tasty meal. Green spinach, potatoes, carrots, mushrooms, and celery. Eating healthy makes me strong. Let's have a tasty meal, okay? Yum, 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 eat it too. Yum, 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 healthy meal. Yum, 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 eat it too. Let's have a healthy meal. Yum, yum.
Okay, silly song, right? But did you pay attention to the foods they were showing you? They were mostly vegetables and fruits, right? Mostly vegetables. As you look at this picture here with the alligator, raise your hand if you like tomatoes. Is there anybody that likes tomatoes? Okay. Is there anybody that likes spaghetti sauce? That's also made with tomatoes, right? Okay. Is there anybody that likes green peppers? Like just raw green peppers? Is there anybody that likes like enchiladas? Those might have green peppers in it. Okay. So now as a young kid, you guys are just developing the things that you like and you don't like. And it's always been said that you have to try foods hundreds of times before you decide if you like it. So one thing to learn from this is that to keep trying small little bites. Keep trying it. Get in the kitchen, start cooking with your mom and dad, and figure out what all is in our foods. Okay. Again, these foods are real important so that you can grow and all of your organs and systems work correctly. Now in this diagram, that pink leg, look at the yellow foot's going. Your arms and your legs are called appendages, okay? They're extra appendages. Your organs, again, are concentrated and protected by your bones, the vital organs like your heart and your lungs, okay? You see here, there is some food going through this system. We've got our lungs at the top, the pink lungs, and then the diaphragm is moving. Got a liver and a stomach, an intestine, small intestine, and then the large intestine. So whatever food you eat, your body uses up in minerals and nutrients, and then your body gets rid of as waste, what it doesn't need. All right, and you have lots of different body systems. This is just going to point out a few. The digestive system is going to light up in a minute and you will see the food moving through the tract, but the digestive system starts with your mouth. There goes in the food, goes down the esophagus, into the stomach, through the small intestine, large intestine, and out goes the poop as the waste. Okay, now you also have the circulatory system. Your heart is right in the middle of your chest. And if you put one hand over the other, that's about the size of your heart. So if you put your arms down at your side and then you put your fist, that's about where your heart is. Okay, that's about the size of it. But your heart is responsible for pumping blood out to your lungs because the blood has to get oxygen in it first. Then it pumps it back all over your body. Then it has to bring it back to get more oxygen, take the carbon dioxide out. So if you get your two fingers, put it right here along the edge of your jaw and kind of push down a little bit. You kind of feel the windpipe in the front. And can you feel something pushing against those two fingers? You have to be under your jaw. What you're feeling is just like this picture showing. It's where the blood is pumping up through your carotid artery. So it's pumping straight from your heart up to your head. Okay, so that's how you can take a pulse. That's how fast you can tell your heart is beating. And usually you count for a minute to see what your pulse rate would be. So you have a resting heart rate and then a moving heart rate. Okay, the other system that this one is showing is respiratory. So you're breathing in through your mouth and nose, filling up your lungs. Again, that's so the blood can also get filled up with oxygen. So everybody put your hands right here on your ribs. Take a big breath. Blow it out. Take another big breath. Blow it out. What happens to those ribs when you breathe in? You see how the diaphragm, remember the other picture was going up and down? Your ribs, your lungs have to be able to expand. They're like balloons. They have to be able to expand for you to take in that oxygen. All right. So again, we've got our digestive, circulatory, respiratory, skeletal, and a lot more systems. But today we're mainly going to be talking about this digestive system because it is taking the food that you eat, the food that you put in your mouth, and it breaks it down into the vitamins and the nutrients that give your body the energy that it needs to work and that it needs to grow. Okay. You guys are growing in spurts now. Have you noticed, like if you're probably not wearing the same, especially shoe sizes. You guys go through lots of shoes. As you're growing, and again, everybody grows at different rates. But without the right kind of food, then you would not be able to grow to your full potential. Like it would affect your brain, it would affect your fingers, affect your hair, all kinds of stuff if you didn't have the right nutrition. But again, now is a fun time because you are growing so fast. I bet your parents would rather you stop growing so fast because we like you when you're little. But again, you guys are growing quickly. All right, digestive system. So this is a picture that shows you all these organs of the digestive system. And again, if you want to look back more, you can look up the kindergarten digestive lesson. There's a video for that. So the organs, we start with our mouth. The teeth are breaking up the food. Your tongue, of course, pushes it back. And then you've got saliva or spit that also has digestive enzymes that start breaking that food down. Your esophagus, the way the food goes down, is right behind this windpipe. Your windpipe's in the front. Can you feel the windpipe? Put your fingers on your windpipe right here in the front and go, ah. Can you guys feel that vibration? Because your vocal cords are right about here. Oh, okay, so your vocal cords are there, but behind this is your esophagus. That's the track for your food. There's a little thing called the epiglottis that keeps food from going into your windpipe. But you know, every now and then, if you cough and you choke on something, that's where your epiglottis has closed off real quick and said, nope, no food going this way, just air. Okay, so know that your esophagus connects straight from your mouth down to your stomach. Then your stomach's going to break food down more, goes then into your small intestine. It's like a rope. It goes back and forth and back and forth. And that's where a lot of the nutrients are taken out. Loops around to your large intestine. And that's where the rest of the water is removed, and other enzymes are also then help it and removed. So again, whatever's left over, we call your waste or your poop, and your body gets rid of it. Okay, so this whole system is how we break down the food. So we want to pay attention to what's in our food while we're eating it so that our body can get all of the nutrients that it needs. That's why you've got to eat healthy food if you want a healthy body. All right, so a couple different things. You see these pictures that are switching. So we talk about fruits and vegetables and whole grain, dairy, healthy fats, herbs and spices, and meats. You'll see all these different things that are listed here. Dairy, you see dairy includes the eggs, the cheeses. Okay, but what gets confusing is that all of these foods have these categories on the other side. All of these foods have different amounts of carbohydrates, fats and oils, proteins, water, vitamins, and minerals. So it really doesn't matter to us what you're eating as long as your body is getting all of these requirements over here. So we're going to go through so that you understand what these requirements are. All right. So when somebody's talking about a carb or a carbohydrate, they are usually talking about something that's starchy, that's going to be sugary, okay, or that your body is going to immediately turn to sugar. Okay, energy is usually in your body as a form of glucose or sugar, and all the tissues in your body need that glucose. Okay, so you've got to have some carbs. That you've got to have. Your brain, your kidneys, central nervous system, muscles all require those carbohydrates. So the carbohydrates come from our bread, our wheat, potatoes, sweet potatoes or white potatoes, corn, rice, bananas, sugarcane. But down at the bottom, the most important is noticing that there are two different kinds of carbohydrates, simple and complex. Now, how many of you have ever gone to a party and you got a bunch of sugar, a bunch of lollipops or a bunch of pizza and cupcakes? What happened to your energy level? You're like bouncing off the walls. You're all running around crazy, right? All of that is the simple sugar where it comes in and it overloads your body and you have tons of energy, but then it doesn't last long. Then you want to take a nap. Okay, that's a simple sugar. A complex sugar is one that has a little bit of fiber to it. So what that means is it's just going to take your body longer to digest that carbohydrate. It's going to stay with you longer. It's going to make you feel full. Okay, it's just going to last longer. So it's not going to make you sugar crazy. But one thing that happens with sugar is that once you've started eating some, then your mind plays tricks on you and you want more and more and more. All right, so fats and oils is another group. Again, you see there are butters, our cheeses, lots of nuts. Your body stores up fat as energy that you're going to use in the future. Okay, so fats and oils, again, are just concentrated energy. And again, they are nutrient rich, so you need those. Usually fats taste pretty good. Like most of us would like bread with butter on it, right? They're pretty yummy. Fat is found in all these different products though. Look, meat, chicken, milk products, butters, creams, avocados, cooking oils, cheese, fish, ground beef. All of those have fats and oils. Did they also have carbs? Yeah, so see, it's getting confusing, but you guys are big, giant second graders now, so you guys can read these labels and you can start doing some math. All right, protein. Protein, 10 to 35% of all the calories you eat in a day should come from protein. And again, that's going to give you a better immune system and give you the power, the energy to grow. Our main sources are usually the meats, chicken, eggs, perfect little power pack, beans, nuts, lentils, fish, cheese, and eggs. Again, they're all protein. Might they also have some fat in them? And they might also have some carbs in them. All right, water. Water is critical for life. If you don't have water, your body starts to shut down. Every system, every chemical reaction in your body needs water to be able to work, okay? You make sweat when you're too hot. You know, you get rid of water, sweat, and it makes you cool off your body, okay? It's also, again, used throughout your body. keep your mouth nice and moist, keep your eyelids, right, to be able to float over your eyes. So again, internally and externally, you use that water. Again, extra water that your body doesn't need, it gets rid of it, or you're excreting it through your kidneys, but that's also carrying the waste from your body. So we used to say just water, but if I had my tea, would my tea count as water? Sure, because tea's made with water. How about milk? Does milk have water in it? Yeah. How about lemonade? Yeah, that has water too. You just don't want to have all of these glasses filled with soda, because that'd be too much sugar. But yeah, some of, like, if your parents drink coffee or tea, yeah, that counts as water, has water in it. All right, so this is where it starts to get tricky. So we have these things called vitamins that you hear all the time in commercials, that you have to have. You see it all the time in commercials. You need all these different vitamins. Well, there's two different kinds. If you look at the picture at the bottom, B and C, those are vitamins that dissolve in water. But the A, D, E, and K, those only dissolve in fat. So if you don't have any fat on your body can't absorb those. So you have to have some fat. You can't be so skinny that you don't have any fat that you can't absorb those vitamins there. So our fat-soluble vitamins, they have to have the fat. Again, they don't dissolve in water, and you've got to have enough fat on your body to get those. Okay, then we've got our water-soluble vitamins, the B and the C. Okay, they can't be stored in the body. So that's why you have to keep eating healthy foods so that you replenish those vitamins. All right, we've got some more, lots of letters, A, D, E, and K. Now these are all the fat-soluble vitamins. If you look at these pictures, your A, E, D, and K that are all wiggling around, look at the foods that they're made up of. Okay, so again, these vitamins, in order for your body to take in these vitamins, it's got to have some fat on it. Your fat has to absorb that. So you have these globules that are floating around in your intestines, and the intestines, those fat globules in the intestines, grab hold of these little micronutrients, these little vitamins, and then that's how it gets into your blood circulation and all through the rest of your body. So luckily we do have those little fat globules that are collecting these A, E, D, and K in your intestines. All right, vitamin A. You guys, anybody know who that cartoon is? It's an old cartoon. It's Popeye the Sailor Man. What is this? He used to sing, "I'm Popeye the Sailor Man." Something about, "I ate my spinach." The spinach always made him real strong. So that's why he's eating his spinach, okay? These orange and yellow fruits and vegetables, eggs, broccoli, spinach. That spinach is the dark leafy vegetables. These help your immune system. Again, helps your organs work correctly. And if you look at that funny looking carrot over there, what is it made out of? What do we have on the top? Broccoli. What do we have next? A carrot. Then what do you see? Potato. Then corn on the cob. Then, say it again. I'm watching you guys on my screen. Celery. That's a hard one. And then at the end is the carrot again. So it's just a funny way of remembering all that vitamin A. All right. Another important vitamin, vitamin D. Since we've been doing this pandemic stuff, hopefully you guys with your nice California weather, you guys have been able to get outside a lot and run around. But our vitamin D we get from the sunshine. Your body has to get out into the sunlight to be able to metabolize vitamin D. Now, your body can also do it through your kidneys and your liver. So you've got all kinds of weird chemical reactions going on. You know how a butterfly goes through metamorphosis, or a caterpillar goes through metamorphosis to be a butterfly? We don't have things quite that bizarre going on, but look at this. Look at all the stuff that's going on below where it says kidney. So it says in the kidney, vitamin D is transformed into, that is a big chemical equation that you will learn about in high school. Okay, don't worry about that for now. But just know that there's so many chemical reactions going on in your body. But again, without vitamin D, you wouldn't have strong bones. All right, we also have a vitamin E that's important as my different fruits and vegetables are flipping through there. You guys see anything that you like? Most of these are plant-based, oils, nuts, seeds, fruits, vegetables, but these help. Your vitamin E helps your eyes and your immune system so that you don't get sick. All right, vitamin K. Now, vitamin K you need for your blood, proteins, and your bones. Good green leafy vegetables like the broccoli and cabbage, fish and eggs. Look at that picture there with those red blood cells. Oh, we're back to the bone. Hold on for a second. Let's get to the blood. Okay, see that yellow there? That yellow is some fat that is built up there in that veins and arteries, and that prevents the blood flow. So again, you want to have some fat in your body, but not too much. You don't want to have to block off any of these arteries and veins. So again, vitamin K is real important for the bones and the blood flow. Now back to this B and C and these water soluble. So again, these are stored in the body when they're not used. Again, vitamin B's and C's. Look at all the B's. If you go to the grocery store or the pharmacy with your parents, it's kind of fun just to go down the vitamin aisle to see how many products there are. But all these different vitamin B's do different things. And you can read through that list of all those different foods. I'm sure there's at least one or two, hopefully, that you would like. But the vitamin B is what helps you break down sugar, the sugar molecule in your food that you're eating. It also helps with the neurotransmitters in your brain. It's how your brain works. Those electrical components, how the messages get through. Okay, these brain chemicals. And the vitamin B is also, again, different parts of the healthy growing body. So if you look at all of these different types, does anybody like sweet potatoes? Sometimes you can cook them as like sweet potato fries. Broccoli. Have you ever had roasted broccoli? You can roast it. Yeah, you said, how about in a casserole covered up with cheese and stuff? Maybe. So again, now is the time where you guys got to just keep trying all these different vegetables because this is why they're important. They carry all these vitamins and nutrients that your body needs. Okay, so think about every day trying to eat a rainbow, a colorful rainbow. Okay, that'll give you lots of different minerals. Now, vitamin C, color orange. You see the orange juice or carrots even. Many are needed again for your different organs, found in a lot of the fruits and vegetables. All right, now here's our minerals. Here's where it starts to get tricky. Now a mineral kind of goes back to our periodic table. We have our minerals in our soil, but then a lot of our plants need those minerals and they pull them in. So then if the mineral's in the soil and the mineral is in the plant, so when you eat it, then you get the mineral. So look at the very top of this chart. Calcium, magnesium, iron, potassium, manganese. Now those are some big words, but look at all of the different foods that contain all those different minerals. So as you're looking at all these different types of food, would you ever look at kale and think, kale's gonna make my skin softer and make my eyes work better? Would you ever look at tomatoes and think, boy, that's gonna make my bones stronger? Okay, that's what I want you to start thinking about. All these different minerals have to be used by different parts of your body. All right, calcium. Calcium is usually known for making your bones strong. But again, if you don't get enough vitamin D, then your body can't switch the calcium into what it needs either. So again, they all start working together, just like your systems all work together. So the calcium gives our bones and our teeth its rigidity and strength, usually found in milks, cheese, dairy products, eggs, cabbage, Lots of other things there that you see, those little cartoons. Iron-rich foods. Now, iron again goes back to the hemoglobin in your blood, those little blood cells that we saw earlier, mostly in meat products, although you also get them in eggs, bread, leafy greens, okay, and fruits. How about raisins? Everybody here like raisins? How about watermelon? How about dried fruit? Anybody like dried fruit? Okay, so it gives you an idea of, again, different types of food that actually have iron in them. Now, do some of these foods also have carbs in them, carbohydrates? Do some of these also have some oils in them and fats? Yep, so see, they all start blending together. Now, iodine is one of our last that we need just for metabolism of our cells. If you go to the grocery store, just go look at salt. Look at how many different kinds of salt there is. There's Himalayan salt, there's sea salt, there's regular salt with and without iodine. So the iodized salt there. Again, you'll see all different kinds of salt, okay? But we do need that iodine in our diet. Fish, again, carries a lot of it. And zinc. Oh, look at what's happening to that knee. Now, you guys have all been out running around and busted on your skateboards or your scooters. And that healing happens from within. Sometimes we cover it up with a Band-Aid, but we don't usually think about how it works from the inside. So as your blood is carrying the different components to fix that wound, zinc is one of those main things that it needs, okay, for the wound healing. Also corn, fish, beans, cheese, shrimps, you see all those? So again, for growth, to be able to grow and to heal your wounds. Now you guys are probably familiar with this one, the fluorine or fluoride, because of the tooth waving at you. Because when you brush your teeth, usually you have toothpaste that has fluoride, okay? Fluorine is just another form of it. Again, the enamel on your teeth is the strongest thing on your human body, even stronger than the bones. And that fluoride, again, helps our teeth strong, helps with bone health. We might also have water. If you've got your city water, you probably have fluorine also through your water system. But have you ever wondered why when you wake up in the morning, why you want certain foods? Or now that you've been doing class, like as soon as we're done with this class, even though you've already had lunch, what are you already thinking about for dinner? Like, do you know what you want to have? Is there something you're craving, something you want to have? There are lots of reasons why we want certain foods. And if you look at this little sloth picture, this is her breakfast that she's thinking about. So she was laying in bed thinking about a waffle dripping with syrup, pancakes with butter and syrup, French toast with butter and eggs, a donut, 2 donuts, a cinnamon roll. Wow, she must be really hungry, huh? But do you notice a lot of those things have sugar, a lot of sugars in them, okay? And that's because sugar is one of those foods that is addictive, and it makes your body want to crave it or want it more and more. And when you eat it, while you're eating it, it makes you feel good because it releases a hormone called dopamine. So while you're eating it, you think, oh, this feels really good. But then as soon as you finished it, kind of makes you tired. But then you want more because it tricks your brain, okay? So this happens a lot. So in the United States here, we have a lot of addictive foods, okay? And again, it's because of the content of that food. That's why it's so important for you guys to start reading your labels and start to look at what is in your food. So who likes cucumbers? Who likes pizza? Yeah, that's kind of one. Will you eat carrots? Raw, or you can cook them. You can also cook them. Who will eat chocolate? Who will eat chips? Who will eat beans, like refried beans or black beans? Good. Okay, who wants cookies? I do. Who will eat an apple? I'm not really big on apples, but apple pie? How about ice cream? And then how about rices? I love rice. Okay. So again, a lot of these real addictive foods, they are addictive because they have a high sugar content. They also are high in fats and oils, which makes them taste good. Okay. But each person is different. You know, some of you may like something sweet. Some of you may like something that's salty. But we're going to figure out a little bit more about this in making your food decisions. What kind of decisions, like what kind of things do you need to think about? You know, we went through all these vitamins and minerals. But if you think about calories, calories are what we use to count what's in a food. And it's just something that is a man-made measurement. But if you eat more calories in a day than you use, then that extra food is going to be, that extra energy is going to be stored on your body as fat. And then if you use more food than you eat, more energy, then you're going to lose weight. And that's why in the summertime, you got to make sure you drink lots of water, because sometimes you'll be out there running around sweating and you lose a lot of your water weight. Okay. So again, this is looking at fifth graders, that you need between 2,000, 3,000 calories, depending on activity. You guys are probably about the same, because you guys are doing a lot of growing, your body's busy, and you're busy running around. Okay. But again, overall, if it's calories in, calories out, if you eat too much, even if it's of a good thing, of a good food, like if I ate nothing but apples, because apples are healthy, but if I ate nothing but apples, is that going to make me healthy? It's not going to give me enough variety of the nutrition. And I can still eat too many calories if I'm not running around. Okay. So let's look at a calorie. So a calorie is just a man-made unit. It's a unit of heat used to measure body metabolism. What does that mean? That just means when you're running around, how much energy you're using. Okay. That's all you have to know, is that it's kind of a man-made thing. So if you ran and got a nutritional box while we were getting ready, some of you had time, the people that came on super early, we had them go get a box. But if you don't have one, don't worry about it. So all these boxes that we were looking at, if they went and got something that they liked, on the side somewhere, like there's lots of always good information. They're trying to get your attention, right? Because they want you to buy the product. But somewhere there is a nutritional label. So it says nutritional facts, just like that label does. And then it says what, 4 servings per container. Mine says 8 servings per container. Okay, and then it says on this one, serving size 1 cup. Serving size for these wheat thins is 15 pieces. Now, do you think I ever sit down and count out 15 pieces? No, I just kind of sit there and eat them, right? Or I grab a handful. Yeah, so that's where the problem becomes, okay? If I eat too many of these, if I'm not paying attention to the serving size. All right, so again, the calories that you burn up is different with the kind of exercise that you do. Jumping rope, you can see 238 calories. What's the most? What's the highest number of calories? The running, right? Because you're moving your entire body. All right, what's the lowest? What's the lowest? The smallest number. Bicycling, because your weight is on the bike. You're still moving some of your muscles, but it's less effort, okay? So again, this is how we determine our calorie use. You think about how busy you're gonna be during the day, and that can kind of help you figure out what you need to eat. So if we talk about our calories in our meals, what's real funny is that sometimes you'll be saying, oh, this is what I had for breakfast. But then look at the calorie count at the bottom. So look at this. So the morning they said they were eating 1,200 calories for the day. But what they really ate was over 3,000 calories. What's the difference? Well, let's look at just breakfast on the top. For just breakfast, they said they ate 2 eggs and a piece of toast. So that ended up being 250 calories. But look at the bottom. It was 500 calories. What made the difference? 2 eggs cooked in butter and toast with jelly. So adding the extra jelly and butter really pushed up those calories, didn't it? All right, let's look at lunch. Lunch was a grilled chicken salad, 300 calories. Look at the bottom. Chicken tender salad with creamy dressing. Looks like they also had cheese on there, a few other things. 1,200 calories. Whoa, do you see how this can get out of hand real fast? How about dinner? Salmon, some rice and veggies, 450 calories. Whoa, how did it become 900 calories? Because they added butter and wine. And even look at the snack. The snack started just as apple and some nuts. How many nuts? So it's really apple, a couple handfuls of nuts, and a Capri Sun, which has a lot of sugar in it. 350 calories. Oh, jeepers. All right, so you see it's important to look at everything overall. So how many calories am I eating for breakfast? This is our worksheet. This is what we're going to have you figure out. Some of you may already have this worksheet that looks like this. It's got an apple and some milk and stuff on it. If you do not have this worksheet, don't worry about it. Your teacher will get it to you. Okay, or if you've got a little sheet of paper, you can kind of do it with us as we go along. But our nutritional label is going to help you figure this out. Now, I hope you guys have better manners than that kid. I hope you're not eating your eggs and your bacon like that. We need better table manners, right? Yeah, or else you may not be eating any breakfast. Okay, so how do I know what I eat? The way you can look it up is a lot of times they'll have that nutritional label, or if you're getting like your fruits and vegetables from the grocery store, then you're gonna have to look some of that up, okay? So here is a girl trying to eat this huge apple. That's one of the biggest apples I've ever seen. Well, the nutritional label, look, it does say 1 large apple, but it also says 8 ounces. I'm pretty sure that's a bigger than 8-ounce apple, but that's okay. We'll go with it. But apples are going to be pretty nutritious because they have a lot of dietary fiber. So look down this list. Can you find fiber on that list? F-I-B-E-R. You're just looking for that word fiber. F-I-B-E-R. Do you see it? Put your finger on it if you see it. F-I-B-E-R. It's under total carbohydrates. So dietary fiber, it says 5 grams. Okay. But fiber is important because, again, that helps us feel full. And even though our apple has 34 grams of carbohydrates, remember, this is a complex carbohydrate. So it's healthy because it has the fiber. It's okay that it has that much sugar, but it also has to have that fiber. Okay, see the word protein? How many are in the protein? Just 1. And the number of calories back up at the top? 130 calories in that apple. All right, and you see some of these other words that we talked about. See the sodium and the potassium? Those are, again, those vitamins and minerals that are important. All right, let's look at this glass of milk. So again, we know usually we think of it as healthy, as a source of calcium. So let's look at our nutritional label. So in a big thing of milk, there would be 8 servings per container. So how big of a cup of milk can you drink? It says 1 cup or 240 milliliters. So this is where it gets fun. This is why you have to get in the kitchen and start cooking. So tell your mom or dad it's your homework to start pulling out your measuring equipment and see if you can measure out 240 milliliters. That's why we use like a measuring cup, like a glass measuring cup, 240 milliliters or 1 cup of milk. Now, if you just grabbed a glass out of the cupboard and you just poured it with milk, depends on how big your glass is, right? So we have to watch our serving size. So calories is 150. Let's look down at carbohydrates. You find the total carbohydrates? 12. Any fiber? Nope. Total sugars? 12. Oh, look, it says added sugars, 0. That's good. We don't want any added sugar. And look at protein. How many protein do we have? 8. 8 grams of protein. So that's why after you've had a glass of milk, you start to feel a little bit full because the protein is helping you feel full. All right. Oatmeal. Does anybody here like oatmeal? All right. So these are Quaker oats. These are the quick 1-minute oats. The steel cut oats are, of course, even healthier than these. But look at our serving size. It says a half a cup dry, because when you open up the oats, they're dry. So that's just measuring a little half a cup. And then you have to add the water to it. You can stick it in the microwave. Let's look down the list. Total fat. How many do you see? 3. How much total carbohydrate? 27. How about fiber? 4 grams of dietary fiber, 2 grams of soluble fiber. And look, only 1 gram of sugar. So that's good. And how much protein? 5. So our plants can give us lots of protein as well. Okay. Now, this is just plain old oatmeal. I don't think I could even eat a half a cup of plain oatmeal. But if I could put a little bit of sugar and cinnamon on it, then I could eat it. But I need to add in whatever sugar I add. So on your worksheet, on the oatmeal, we've kind of tricked you. It's going to ask, it's going to give you this label. It says total calories plus sugar. Because remember, I said I don't like just plain oatmeal. I want to add sugar and cinnamon. So I have to add 18 calories 2 times because I'm adding 2 tablespoons. Okay, so this is the math that you can do as the second grader looking at your labels. All right, listen to this. This will tell you.
For a second grade lesson, we'll be looking at nutritious foods. Your teacher will give you a worksheet that looks like this. All you have to do is fold up that worksheet, write out all of the little lines, the little creases. Okay, so it's all folded up. And you can see that I've colored mine up a little bit. The main thing we're going to be looking at is the calories and some nutrients that are in what you would eat for breakfast, what your foods would be. So if I've got, how many calories am I eating for breakfast? So I've got a glass of milk, some cereal, and an apple. So as I go through my booklet, look, here's my oatmeal right here. Here's my oatmeal, my cereal. So I would have to look total calories plus sugar in oatmeal. So I would have to find the number of calories in this label and again add for the sugar. For my milk, what makes your bones strong? See if you can find that information on this label. For an apple that you are eating, how much dietary fiber is in an apple? See if you can find word recognition, if you can find the word fiber on this nutritional label and find how much fiber an apple has in it. And again, going back through all of those, you'll be able to add in this information, which is just on calories and how many calories you're eating.
All right, so again, if you've got that worksheet, if not, don't worry about it. Your teachers can get it to you and you can start doing some work with your own box that you have. So if you think about advertisements in food, there are so many food commercials, aren't there? And they're really trying to get you to buy that product, right? But the things that they're telling you, are they always true? Nope, not always. And you have to understand that when it comes to some foods and supplements, it is not government regulated and the rules are very different, okay? So you just have to be aware. But one of my favorite things that I love to eat is Fruity Pebbles. Now, I only get them maybe once every couple months because they're not real healthy. As I look on my nutritional label, 1 cup. Well, when I eat them, I probably eat like 4 cups. Calories 140, lots of carbs 31, no fiber, and some sugar. But when I look down at the ingredients, this is where it gets tricky. They do have to list ingredients by the most to the least. So the most that my Fruity Pebbles has is rice. Guess what the second ingredient is? Can you guess? Sugar. All right, so we've got rice, sugar, canola oil, salt, natural and artificial flavors, red 4, yellow 6, yellow 5, blue 1. Oh no. So as you start getting into these big giant words that you can't pronounce and you don't even know what they are, then you know it's not as healthy. So this is what we would call a processed food. Just like my wheat thins here would be processed. But if I come to something like this is just a little pack of goodness of nature, it says. It's a vitality blend of nuts. Let's look and see what it says on the ingredients. Guess what? It says almonds, pistachios, blueberries, peaches, sugar. Those are all things I recognize. This is real food. So this is not processed. Okay, so this would be a better snack. My tea I held up earlier. 1 bottle is the serving size, 170 calories, and that's because 44 grams of carbs. It's all filled with sugar. Okay, so this is a balancing act. You see my balance I have here? It's not that there's any food that's good or bad, but you just kind of have to keep it in a balance. So if you have one day where you're eating a bunch of junk food, then maybe the next day, try to eat more fruits and veggies. Try to eat more clean. But let me show you one last example of how marketing works. So if you were told to always eat your fruits and vegetables, right? You figure if you're eating vegetables, you're healthy, right? So here are some veggie straws. Okay, so you would think that that would be pretty healthy, right? So they're vegetables made to look like kind of chips. All right, let's look at our label. So serving size is 1 bag, so you could eat the whole bag. 130 calories, 15 grams of carbs, less than 1 of fiber. Oh, let's start looking at ingredients. Potato starch, not even real potatoes, potato starch, potato flour, processed or pressed canola oil, safflower oil, cane sugar, cornstarch, potassium chloride, turmeric. Oh dear. And then we get into, I'm just right here. Look at all the other ingredients there that are all big chemical names. So this isn't exactly very healthy, is it? Let's compare it to a regular bag of chips. So just 1 regular bag of chips is only 100 calories. So these are already better. Let's look at ingredients. My ingredients in my corn chips are they right here in the middle? Okay, it says dried potato, sunflower oil, and salt. 3 ingredients that I recognize and I can say. So this is going to be a healthier, cleaner food than this one. But again, it's marketed because they think you want to eat your veggies. They want to hide your veggies. So you see how tricky they can be sometimes. Now, again, I'm not saying that there's not a good food or a bad food because I love Hershey's chocolate. But should I eat a Hershey's chocolate bar every day? No. If I eat one today and then I need to go take a walk and then maybe the next day I won't have one. Okay, so again, you just kind of have to get a balance. Think about my balance here. You just have to balance it out. So let's look at your things that you guys have. Everybody, if you have a box with you, hold it up so I can see what you're talking about.